Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jason back with another movie review. I figured I would continue on with the series I've done a while ago, and that's the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. I had stopped on part 4, so this one I am going to do a Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. So I've got the collection here. I think I've showed it before. This is the entire collection minus the remake. So you get to part 5, and it's on the same disc as part 4. So it's part 4 and part 5. So before I get started, this one is not that bad compared to some other one that will come up later on in the series. But it does require some of this, for me at least. Again, it's not that bad, but I'll just throw that out there right away. To me, part 4 is when it kind of got kind of silly, and some of the puns and the jokes. Some of it was not necessary, honestly, but so we'll go ahead and cover some of the actors. Again, none of them really are that memorable, but I do like the fact that they bring back Lisa Wilcox as Alice, and also Danny Hassel as Dan, and of course Robert Englund as Freddy. Nobody else can play Freddy, and I'll let you think of what I mean when I say that. So, that's all that's really memorable at this time, honestly. Is those 3 people. The funny thing that I always like on these, and I do like the fact that, I like the fact that they bring a little bit of continuity into the series. However, it's just absolutely amazing how, you go from one set of friends to another set of friends so quick. Whatever. I mean, I know it's a movie and they got to put some characters in there, so. But, okay. You start right off in a weird dream sequence. You don't know what's going on. There's just, you know what it is afterwards. It's the movement of bodies going up and down. And it's sweaty, and it's just definitely a weird vibe going on here. And then you end up finding out it's Alice and Dan, and they're in the middle of having sex, and Alice goes to take a shower, and that's when you realize she's in a dream. And this is where it continues getting weird, because basically she's in an asylum. And by this point in the series, we already knew where Freddy came from. From Amanda Kruger. She was raped by, hundreds of maniacs. And so that's where she's at right now. She's in the insane asylum. And that's basically where you find out that she's pregnant. Amanda Kruger's pregnant. And it goes back and forth where Amanda Kruger is in and out. Then you find one of the maniacs is actually played by Robert Englund. And he kind of has a glanced look in the camera. And that's some things happen. She wakes up from the dream. And there's also a jump scare right there where that same Robert Englund maniac character is, in the bed with her. And then when you kind of back up a little bit, there's nobody there. You meet the dad, Alice's dad, who was the drunk in the last one. This one, he's sober. He's a lot better. He's a little bit more nervous. Since it's only him and Alice left, Rick, his son, is dead, and he actually is paying attention to Alice in this one compared to part 4, where he didn't even care about her. So throughout the movie, you find out, and this is one of the parts I don't like. It's Freddy gets reborn, and I don't even know how to even explain it really, because I don't know if it's symbolizes something or what. But basically, Amanda Kruger gives birth to a baby who it's like it's Freddy, but a baby, so it's just nasty. And then the baby gets loose, and you find yourself at the church from the end of part 4 that they killed Freddy. And so the baby's messing around with Freddy's. You see Freddy's pile of clothes and the glove. So I do like this part to kind of tie it a little bit together to part 4. It's kind of cool like that. But then all of a sudden the baby grows into Freddy, and Freddy's back. This time it's a little weird because she dreams while she's awake, and what I mean by that, there's an example, is it's right after graduation. She has to go to work. Yeah, it's a great, perfect time to go to work. Right after high school graduation, and she has to walk over to work. And basically, in the middle of her walking there, she's in a dream, but then stuff happens, and then when she wakes up, I'm going to just put this quote unquote, wakes up, they're inside of her, where she works. So she had never really fallen asleep. So it's, but you know, at this point you don't know what's going on. But turns out she's pregnant by Dan. She has a baby, and Freddy can use the baby's dreams to get to Alice and her friends. Dan as well in this one. I do like Dan. They're dating now. They're about to go on some European cruise or something like that. So I do like them, but it's just odd, you know, the way that they acted in the beginning of part 4 to this one, just complete opposites. But he ends up dying. Dan ends up dying, and there's not really any memorable deaths here because there's just so many puns and jokes. One of the worst deaths of the series was in this one, and that's the comic book guy Mark. So it's just, I'm not even gonna go into it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why they did that. Honestly, it was stupid. So what happens at the end is they find out it's Alice and her friend Yvonne, and she needs to go release the corpse of Amanda Kruger, who's apparent. At this point I'm a little fuzzy, honestly, but they have to release it from the tower. So this part's kind of split in half. You got one side, which is the dream, where Alice is inside the insane asylum, and then you also have Yvonne, who's in the insane asylum that's boarded up, closed. It's real life. So they release that, her, and Freddy gets taken over by bodies, or not bodies, but like his gloves are sticking out and all of this. You meet a little boy that's supposed to be her son, Alice's son, Jacob, and it's just kind of weird because then all of a sudden he's getting pulled by these arms, and then out comes the baby again, and then the baby disappears into Amanda Kruger's, stomach area, and so does Jacob. Jacob, who had turned into a baby, disappears. And that's pretty much it. Then you find at the end of it, you have, Alice's dad, Yvonne, Alice, and her baby, at the end of it. So that's it. Out of 10, I give this one, to be honest, a 4 out of 10. And I really don't recommend it out of the series. If you just want to be a completist and you want to watch the entire series, go ahead. By all means, watch it. It's watchable, but you can skip this one. But it does come with this box set. Highly recommend getting this box set. It's not that expensive, and it has 1 through 7. And I will hopefully finish up the rest of them. I got Freddy's Dead, and I also got Wes Craven's New Nightmare to do. So, alright, if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you get the updates. Also, go onto Facebook. Go to facebook.com/DVD Review Dude, and you can also do a search there and go ahead and like that page. You can get the updates there as well, and also links to this YouTube channel. Again, I'm going to continue promoting a little bit the Periscope. So if you go to Periscope, do a search of DVD Review Dude and go ahead and follow that Periscope channel. And I hope to do some live stuff with you guys. It would be fun, and I would love it. So until next time, I will talk to you later, and we'll do another movie review. So hope to see you next time. Thank you very much for joining. Have a good night.